Am I selfish or actually in an unhealthy marriage? Feeling stuck. Been married for almost 13 years, have 2 kids under 5. We moved across the country to a new city 7 years ago, both to try something new and because we couldn't afford our old city/state anymore. That meant moving away from my immediate family who I am very close to. Since moving here, I've tried to make it work, but it just hasn't clicked. I don't feel at home here or connected to the city in any way. In fact, I kind of hate it here. I also have bad seasonal depression. It's very cold and gray here. Where we moved from is sunny and coastal. Most of all, I miss my family more than words can describe. My dad's health is also declining, and he suffered a major stroke last month. I couldn't be there. My brother is doing everything for my parents 100%, and I am riddled with guilt that I can't help as much, and most of all, that I am missing out on so much time and memories. My family adores my kids, and my kids adore them. My brother cries a lot describing how he never expected to feel this way about my kids, and that it destroys him we can't all be closer together. I feel this way too. Family won't move, because they hate the cold, and are pretty well connected to where they live. Family offered to help us out if we wanted to move back. Their help would allow us to buy a home and make it work there, which is incredibly generous. Both my job and husband's jobs are remote, and we can be anywhere. I feel such a pull to be closer to family and to move back. Since having kids, my priorities changed so much, and I didn't realize how much my family contributes to my overall happiness and sense of peace and connection. Husband likes where we live and doesn't want to move back. He's been quite dismissive of my feelings about it, tells me we can't move for emotional reasons, and doesn't want to move the kids, even though they're young and not super connected here yet either. He also doesn't want my family's help with a house, etc., and therefore claims we can't afford it. Family is now very resentful towards him. We did a few sessions of couples counseling last year and almost separated over this, mostly because I felt husband refused to listen and is quick to shut it/me down. But divorce wouldn't solve much because I'd still be stuck here anyway. I ultimately didn't want a divorce because of the kids, I know, so chose to make it work, which meant no longer having the conversation and trying to accept life the way it is. Husband's dismissiveness, even regarding my dad's health, is, just go visit. He doesn't understand visiting equals a 4-hour plane ride, expenses, being away from my own kids, and is just ultimately not the same. Even though we aren't really talking about it anymore, this hasn't gone away for me. I think about it constantly and just feel so sad and depressed. There's no hope that we could maybe move someday or even somewhere else that's closer. It's all shut down. And because my dad's health is so bad now, they can't travel anytime soon. So it's up to me to visit, which again, is hard, expensive, and is still not solving the problem. I don't know what to do. Any attempt to share my feelings causes an argument and brings us no closer to a solution other than for me to just accept this and move on, which I've been trying to do for the sake of my kids and my own mental health. But it's eating away at me. And nearly every time I talk to my brother, this comes up, and he can't help but share his sadness, frustration, and resentment towards my husband as he sees him as controlling and the only thing that is keeping us all from being together. And he's not wrong. But I'm also so sad that this is now causing so much tension in my family and towards my husband. The overall tone in my immediate family is just a sense of hopelessness and grief. And that's exactly what I've been feeling too. I guess I just don't know what to do. More couples counseling would probably be good, but again, there's really nothing to solve. And nothing will likely change at this point. Do I commit fully to finding a way to accept this and move on? Choose happiness where we are? It's hard to do when I feel like my husband is robbing us of what we need now in life, and doesn't seem to care about how this all affects me. That's the part one can't fully shake. So then do I separate? What I am trying to figure out is this a deal breaker? Or am I being selfish/self-centered? He's not a bad person, but I am trying to figure out what it means to me to be with someone who is dismissive and unwilling to be open to anything that opposes his wants or feelings. He can come up with 10 reasons why we shouldn't move back, and that ultimately means he's right, and that's the end of the conversation, regardless of my own 10 reasons why we should move back. He hears me, he says, but it's ultimately, well, we're not moving back. Dead end, every time. What do you do in a situation like this? If I am the one being selfish and needing to change my perspective, I will do it. I will make it my life's work to accept things, move on, and make the best of life. In fact, I want to. I hate feeling this way, but I struggle to know for sure who is right here and whether I am staying in a marriage that is crummy and unequal. Asterisk wanting to add for more context. I am lucky that I do get to see my family a few times per year. We visit 1-2x, and my family then does most of the traveling here. My brother will often come for a weekend, but it's always such a huge production, so expensive, exhausting, and takes a lot out of everyone. And now, as mentioned, my parents won't be traveling here or anywhere anytime soon because of my dad's health. But we are the type of family that loves to hang and be physically involved in each other's lives, and no amount of visiting is equal to that. Husband sees it as, you get to see each other a lot, that's great. Visit more, if you want. Isn't that good enough? Should it be good enough?